everyone! Welcome, welcome. Today we are going to literally roast the ever-living fuck out of all the Persona characters from Personas 3 through 5. 1 and 2, yeah, we don't talk about 1 and 2. Why? Because we just don't. We're
Watch the anime of 1 and 2 of 1.
we're going...
1 is just all in Japanese. It's all in dub. Yeah, dub. Sub? I forgot. Whichever one means non-English voices and subtitles English only.
But today, for today's events, we are joined by the wonderful Solid Snake 29, and we're going...
I'm sorry, I had to make fun of you for that.
Gonna bonk you.
Yes, I know. But who has the fancy OLED one-piece switch here?
You know...
Fuck you.
We haven't even made it through 10 minutes of the stream and we already have one goddamn... You know... Would like to say that this channel is family friendly, but we threw that shit out the fucking window in season fucking 2.
Season 0. Don't you dare give yourself an extra 3 seasons.
Oh, bitch,
family friendliness. You threw that out season 0 on the pilot episode.
Bitch, please, Solid. We've been here for a few seasons now. We were family friendly in the beginning. Also, Virgil, hi. In case you want to participate in redeems for this episode, you can, Solid. If not, that is okay. Virgil redeemed a Fox health check, which is a stretch and a hydrate. All right. So, how are you doing, Virgil? And also, Solid?
Yeah.
This is the beginning of a new season, my boy.
I hope I don't want the best girl. For me, there's only gonna be one of the best on my tier. Everyone else is gonna be below that.
Today marks the beginning of... Well, let's just be honest here. We are now going to start doing more mature streams after today as well. There's gonna be plenty of chaos, plenty of horror games, and more wacky times. Also, bonking Solid and taking $20 from their wallet.
I'm taking my money.
Solid, if you don't want your money taken, you should put it somewhere safe.
If you're gonna take my money, at least buy me a game with my own money you stole.
Nope, instead going to buy 7 a game.
I'm gonna eat you across the room.
Solid, save that for the season finale.
What do you mean, see the finale? I eat you all the time.
Yeah, just today, you've yeeted me already. But, for the most part... So, essentially speaking, let's go over the tier list before we completely get sidetracked. We have...
Let's get sidetracked.
Haha, fuck you.
No.
But, essentially speaking, we have best of the best, great, they exist, meh, horrible, still a piece of garbage, and fucking hell is forever. Oh, Lord. If you probably can't tell already, there's going to be 1 or 2 characters that are going to fucking hell. Alright? This is about to be hell is forever. But, do you agree that we need to start off with Persona 3, Solid?
Yes.
So, let's start off with, of course, we have to start off by bending over the main character and decided not to meme because this right here says already enough volumes. Okay, don't give me a tutorial photo thing. Yes. So, essentially speaking, yeah, this says a lot. Like, what can be said about the resident edgelord or Lord of the Edge, the Persona 3 protagonist? Good news is, He uses his radio to tone out the world. But, on the same note, he always plays boss music when he fucking battles things. Now, for the most part, like the design, just yeah, not gonna lie. This character kind of doesn't go too high on the tier list, but on the same note, doesn't go too low on the tier list. So we're gonna have him shooting himself in the They Exist list. That's where they're gonna go for Crimbus. And now for the best part. We're gonna go down the list. Are you ready? Solid, you're gonna like this one. Next up in the party list is Junpei. See, he's in his natural form. Zen, you made a slight enemy out of me. What do you mean? Is it because we rated the Persona 3 protagonist in the They Exist file? All the player characters are going to be kind of in the They Exist pile, because for the most part...
I forgot about the main character, Persona 3 for a roast. I got nothing.
The
personality?
Like, the problem is in the game, the Persona 3 protagonist has no personality. They have no soul. You are their soul. The main issue is you have to watch the anime. What do you mean by made a slight enemy out of you? What did Zen do?
Wait, there is no anime. It's more like movie films.
No, there's... Solid, there's anime. I believe there's anime of 3, 4, and 5. Gonna have to look that up.
There's an anime series of 3, anime series of 4, and kind of like anime movies of 3.
Solid. There's anime of 3. That's the point. We're moving on.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Like, right now, trying to give the main characters a personality, and the issue is in order to give them a personality, you have to go to an alternative source. You can't just go through the games. Because right now, unless the responses you can pick from are different between characters. But do you have anything to say about Sir Longneck?
What is there to say? He is Sir Longneck, first to the throne, ruler of his army, his kingdom of Longnecking.
Oh, Polar's gonna throw me out the window for throwing candy corn out the window.
Who's candy corn?
No, just the candy corn. You know, the triangular candy. Which, let's face it, you give those to trick or treaters just to get them to leave. But essentially speaking, now, real quick though, have a lot to say about Junpei. Junpei overall, you need to fucking babysit him, because early game, every enemy will blow him with wind. Literally every enemy that farts on him will practically knock him out. He doesn't have the HP worth dick. He has great attack. That's about it. You have to babysit him. So Yuki is basically permanently put in healing Junpei mode. Until late game.
I think only with the newest version of Persona 3. I think I played Portable. I'm probably mistaken.
No. Junpei was just as bad in the regular as he is in the remake. They didn't change him up much they didn't get changed much stat-wise. They ended up basically just porting it over for the most part. Junpei's attack is basically the best stat. HP would make a great vacuum. It sucks. And with that said, we're gonna have to shorten this picture up quite a bit to fit his long-ass neck in this tier.
At least you didn't put me upside down, because his long neck would have hit me.
His long neck is threatening to hit everyone from here to Ohio. So, essentially speaking, couldn't find a good meme image for Yukari, and was almost tempted to put a smug, emote over her. But essentially speaking...
What do you mean candy corn's yummy?
This is the emote that a lot of people will probably do if they had Yukari in their dorm. Just, yep, time to go. Bye! Just point it to my head and pull the trigger. Now,
I
Yukari.
gotta agree. I gotta agree. I'd rather be with Junpei than Yukari. Not gonna lie. I'd rather have my head ready to be hit by his long neck than Yukari's annoying personality. Because at least one of them can dodge, but the other one he just stuck with.
Now, real quick though, you ready?
Yep.
Because this is gonna be possibly one of the worst things Zenzen could possibly say about Yukari and Mitsuru. We're gonna be kind of getting back on Mitsuru in a minute, but essentially speaking, both of these characters suffer from a know-it-all complex, where you could look at Yukari and she looks like she's basically a wannabe Hermione Granger, where she seems to want to know it all, but doesn't know fuck all.
But at least Mitsuru isn't know-it-all that kind of does know majority of it all.
Like,
While Yukari is just a
Hmm?
teeny discounted version of Mitsuru.
like the thing about Yukari is throughout most of the game, they're trying to play detective and figure out what's going on. Which will give them credit, they do get sus of Mitsuru fairly quick. But then again, a blind person could see Mitsuru being fucking sus.
But Mitsuru's the club president redhead, right?
Yes, she's the redhead. And she's also sus as fuck because, well, not going to go into too many spoiler territory because we still have half Persona 3 Reload to get through.
I'm sorry, I just noticed the giant the Kirby picture I just on your display, and I'm wondering why do they have humanoid hands? And
We're-
why are they muscular? Where did you
Solid.
find that?
Solid, we're gonna get to that in a minute.
No,
We need to rip on Discount Hermione Granger, Lord of the Idiots. But
do you think Yukari is a good cook, or is she a bad cook from Rain from Tales of Symphonia?
believe Yukari is a mediocre cook. Yumiko from Persona 4, though, will kill you with their cooking.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, she
We're-
would.
But we're gonna get to them in a minute. Now, overall, with her combat strategy, with her combat and everything, in the vanilla game, she sucked more dick than a Hollywood star. Okay, she sucked. Like, essentially speaking, she would have ended up worse on the tier list as a whole. But once you factor it in, she's mainly good for heals. And with that said, kind of feel like she could almost fit into either of these categories because at this rate, the only thing good she has going for her is heals and crit. Other than that, you could possibly replace because their accuracy sucks. So with that said, Yukari gets put lovingly and caringly into the meh. Oh god.
From a personality perspective, since we'll probably talk about gameplay perspective, personality, she's just horrible. That's
Oh.
my rank for her. Horrible.
Personality wise, she's a major fucking bitch. Like, into late game, she's literally breaking down and just blowing up on the protagonist for absolutely nothing that's the fault of the protagonist. She's literally losing her shit on the main character because the main character has been calm through all the fucking shit and seems to have all the answers. So you're an asshole because you had it all together.
I'm like, wouldn't most people freak out if someone just had everything collected all together through a situation like that?
Like,
Does it seem
Mm.
naturally normal, just a little bit?
like, if anything, for the most part, Yuki takes it out on you for knowing it all. And Junpei takes it out on you because he's a salty fuck.
Yeah.
He wants to be
That is
leader.
that's why his long neck keeps growing.
Give Zenzen water. Thank you for the water, Polar. 1 second. So, are you ready to see Akihiko in his true form?
Yes. Oh, the adrenaline boxing junkie.
Here's Akihiko's true form.
Hey, no, I refuse for the point to be Akihiko's true form. No,
Yes, that's his true form. He's
no,
as threatening.
no.
He gets bodied by the literal first boss of the fucking game. You know, the boss that the game throws you in as a battle tutorial, and then you just go all destroyer mode on? Yeah, Akihiko ends up face down through a good chunk of the game.
Well, it's because they gotta show they gotta, focus on the main character. Now, Kiko's that boxing,
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
adrenaline junkie, and you gotta focus on the main character.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You ready? He got made a bitch into a thing that has less than maybe 500 hit points. And he's been fighting shadows for years. Could have at least had.
Maybe that one was kind of abnormally strong,
No, it
I'm
wasn't.
not trying to defend the Akihiko. I'm trying to defend trying to make it so this is not Akihiko.
No, this is Akihiko. You just have roid arms, and you have protein. The rest of him.
SpongeBob from Anchor Arms.
No.
Anchor Arms with SpongeBob. No, I don't want to imagine Kirby with Anchor Arms. No.
It fits because Akihiko might as well be flexing 90% of the game, and he wants protein. This works. This is Akihiko.
This does not work. I refuse to believe this.
It gets
Kirby's
better.
cute. Akihiko's not.
It
How
gets
does it get better than this? No, worse. How does it get worse than this?
So, essentially speaking, you ready for the worst part of it all? So,
Go
Akihiko.
ahead, shoot.
Overall, Akihiko as a character, and overall with their battle strategy and whatnot, honestly, they're not terrible. If anything, Akihiko always ends up one of my staples in the party through pretty much the entire fucking game. That being said, I can't look at this.
Oh, now, the picture itself, hell is forever, and they're going there. That
No.
picture's not great. My tier list is
That-
based off that picture alone, all the way to the bottom.
That being said, Akihiko is going to be the first one to spawn into the great section. Now then,
I just noticed every time I talk, the back of my head is on your chin.
yes, you're holding up my chin. You are helping me think.
You want to hold up your chin?
Here comes the Zenza chin! Now then, if remembering right, next up, we get Mitsuru. And here's Mitsuru's original form! Every time Junpei does literally anything.
Yes, I agree with this.
Like,
I agree with this.
if anything, Mitsuru's subpar scanning and searching abilities mean they are the type that will probably end up Google searching Google on Google. And the best part is, they will always have an answer, but expect it to be said in French for some fucking reason, because they always have to gloat that second language.
Heck, I don't mind a girl speak a second language. I'm pretty sure everything's fine.
Yeah, but here comes the problem, though. Throughout the game, they're one of two characters who basically keep saying fucking French at random. My brother in Christ. We are fighting murder shadows. We don't have time to play translator.
Well, she is from one of them rich families.
The meme gives me whenever Zenzen gets called this meme gives me whenever Zenzen gets called adorable or cute. No, Zenzen doesn't make that face. See, this face is Mitsuru.
Just blushes.
Evil.
Exactly.
So, but essentially speaking, Mitsuru's combat isn't horrible. As an ice user, she wasn't terrible. The only problem is she never ends up in my party. And for the most part, rather forgot about her entire story. It's just there. She's just the club president. who also is leader of the one of the leaders of the organization that hunts shadows. Though, is she replaceable? No. We're going to put Yellow Diamond Mitsuru in.
I think isn't she kind of place when it comes scanning? Wait, how far are you in Persona 3 Portable? Reload.
In Persona 3 Reload, am past the hotel boss
Oh yeah,
with the very sus room.
but you got past the point where you got into certain floors only through the school itself, right?
Yes, that was like the second solid. That was like the second boss.
Is it like Fuka one of them as well, like a scanner?
No, you get Mitsuru before you get Fuka.
Yeah, I feel like they're replaceable.
No,
after you
wait.
get Fuka.
Right, you get them about the same time. I keep forgetting that you get them at the same time, which means it's the perfect segue to go to everyone's favorite. And the best part is,
That picture, that
this is the face that Fuka makes every time a big shadow comes up. Ooh!
no.
Hey, it's either they're surprised about the big shadow or they're in Tartarus and they have to take a shit.
And of course, she's pointing at death itself.
No, that's not death. That's just.
Yes, it is.
Nope, that's just Billy.
Billy is not death. Billy is a goat. Is a weird, fluffy xenomorph. That is Billy. That is death, not Billy. Billy and xenomorph does not equal death.
Also, polar. No, ara. No. But Fuka looks like they're either surprised or they're ready to take a giant shit.
I'm slowly starting to regret this. I am slowly starting to regret this. And it started with the Kirby.
Oh. So,
Nah, Akihiko is Kirby.
it's Kirby.
It is not Akapoyo. It is not Akapoyo.
Akapoyo!
Okay, what have I caused?
Akapoyo!
Hashtag Akapoyo in the chat.
You know, just for that, gonna post that Kirby on Twitter. Akapoyo! But
At me on this. At me. Give me credit for the Akapoyo.
you know what?
And if it's already a used hashtag, we shall overtake it.
No, we're doing this live. Akapoyo.
I hate this. I hate what I have caused.
And the best part is,
this is gonna be E with the IK is at.
don't care. The I changes to an E because Akepoyo. It's gonna be cursed, it's gonna be scuffed, and a lot of people are now going to be mad about the spelling.
Well, at least your desktop is more cleaner than mine when it comes to shortcuts.
Alright. So, in case you're wondering, let's throw her into the tier that she goes into. Because overall, they weren't horrible. They're also not replaceable. But they get a major fucking buff in Reload, which makes them a lot better. Like, not only do they get multiple support functions, they also can give you a cheat sheet on enemies if you're struggling finding their weakness. Both these skills require a charge, but that's to be fair. Now, with that said, oh god, this is gonna be... We're almost near the end of Persona 3's... Yeah, we're almost near the end of Persona 3's lineup. Next up, we have everyone's favorite Aegis. And here's Aegis's true form. You're gonna be jumping into the guns.
Yes, I'm jumping into the gun. I do not care. I do not care. I on my thing. They will be seeing the gun.
Oh, beautiful.
Let me actually just get this set up. Yes, I know. Scuff. Deal with it, people.
Solid, gonna bonk the hell out of you, but
I will yeet you. We have gone through this agreement. Every time you bonk me, I will yeet you.
essentially speaking, on to the murder toaster. I guess is definitely a rather complex character, but they're also one of the more awkward characters. Like, after the cutscene where they basically go into your bedroom and watch you sleep at night, you have to wonder if they watch you sleep
Twitch didn't
every.
need to do that. Sorry.
Huh?
I clicked on watch stream.
Uh.
I thought it would take me to Twitch. I didn't expect it to take me to VC. I'm sorry.
British, gonna bonk you now. You're gonna have to fight the murder toaster.
No, I actually mean it. I
No,
thought you were streaming on
Zenzen knows.
Twitch.
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Doc,
I don't know how the title is, what it is. What was I playing last? Helldivers 2.
I'll leave. I'm sorry.
talk to you later.
Well, I actually need to see what I have titled this last to see how weird this is gonna be.
So, essentially speaking, back to it. I guess is that one character that you always feel like is going to be staring where a soul should be. With Aegis, you get a good combat. They are tanky in terms of HP, but other than that, their move pool is it leaves room for wonder. But they do make a great replacement for Junpei, and they do cover quite a bit. It's okay, British. Right. But, essentially speaking, all these guns just kind of feel like it's accurate for Aegis.
Yes, I had to pin my response that title will change to what I don't know.
The title will change to Pingus. So, guess you could say, with that said, we have the gun with legs. Can Zenzen get pregnant? Only on Tuesday. We have Aegis going towards more of the they exist category. And the reason behind that logic is it feels like Aegis needs more oomph, you know? Like, we kind of just get the socially awkward robot, and that seems like that's it. Like, they try to learn throughout the game, but they're just like me in any social interaction. Awkward as fuck, hard to maneuver, and the only thing they're good for is causing chaos. Except, I guess we'll break into your room and just stare at you while you sleep. So if that's your thing, cool. If that's not your thing, it better be your thing, because she's probably going to keep doing it regardless of how many times you say no. You know what's sad? Solid. Oh no, Taxi, you're fine. But Solid? You know what's sad? Like, can't look at this tier list now and keep a straight face. It's getting harder to keep a straight face. So, with that said, if remembering right, we get Sojiro. No, not Sojiro. We get him next.
Okay, I changed my title to random stream. This was probably gonna be one that's gonna go on YouTube.
So, essentially speaking, we are off the murder toaster.
Honestly, I would have rather had him live than the kid.
Well, the thing of the matter is we'll get to him in a second, but the game does give you an option. The sad part is you will never get him back in the party, but if you get him to Social Link 10 before the event, you will have him go into a coma versus ending up being dead.
Wait, isn't this a dead with extra steps?
No, because coma implies that he can come back.
Temporary dead with extra steps.
Though, at this rate, the problem is for the most part, because Persona 3 never gets a fucking spin-off that goes after Persona 3, him being in a coma does literally absolutely nothing. Because the next issue is all the spin-off games that have him in it don't occur after the incident. Persona Q occurs before the incident. Persona Dancing occurs before the incident. Persona Arena occurs before the incident. All these fucking games occur before the incident that puts him either dead or in a coma. But let's give credit where credit's due. He is a good cook. The only problem is he ends up being basically taken out by Discount Jesus.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said, kind of liked him as a character compared to the kid.
But
Being too gloomy and, oh, woe is me, woe is me.
solid. If anything, for the most part, this is going to be one of the first characters for me to appear in the best tier. Because the thing is, for the most part, yeah, he's a woe is me asshole at times, but on the same note, he's also keeping Akihiko in check.
No, he wasn't a woe is me. He wasn't a woe is me. I'm talking about Ken.
Oh, you're talking about Ken.
Yeah, he was a woe is me, but he got over it.
Yeah, but essential. Well,
But yeah, at least he got over it and decided to. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna protect someone.
No, solid for the most part. He didn't get over the woe is me for the most part until like near the end, because he's still also focusing on the past. Both him and Akihiko kind of are stuck in the past. So, with that said though, next up we have Ken. And this is basically Ken summed up. Average Persona 3 backstory. My parents died 2 years ago, and now I want revenge on who killed them. I'm 10 years old, give me a gun.
Yes.
So, essentially speaking, sorry, this is about to be a rant. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So, bitch boy here basically becomes discount fucking Batman, gets a gun, and essentially speaking figures out who did it, and gets to the point where he gets his revenge almost, traps the guy who he needs to get revenge upon, bitches out, Discount Jesus comes out from the void, taking the guy out, and then Ken's like, no, my revenge boner's been killed. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Like, he essentially goes 180, going, finally, I've got you here. It is time for your utter demise. Your downfall is nigh. Discount Jesus. Bam! No! It was supposed to be me that did it. You were a good guy. Like, my brother in Christ, you 180'd real fucking quick. Did you want this guy dead or nah? So that's why I kind of can rip on Ken. Because essentially speaking, Ken is not fucking worth it. And the problem is the little shit isn't good in combat. The little shit is basically obnoxious where they can be. We should have left the kid in daycare.
Yes. The dog is better.
That being said, though, are you ready for this? He is the first that's going to fucking hell. Fucking hell is forever, and it's meant to suck a lot. Because the issue is his story. He wants revenge the entire time. And then he finally gets the revenge and he bitches out. Not only does he bitch out, but he pisses and moans pretty much the rest of the game going, it's my fault that he's dead. It's my fault this happened. Oh, wow, it's me. My dead parents led me to this line. Like, honey. Are you sure your parents are dead and they didn't just leave to go get milk?
I think I wouldn't be surprised if his parents are.
Like, spoiler alert, Ken's mom's not actually dead. She's just out for milk with his dad. They just fucked off to the ether.
So what, they just picked their own deaths just to go get milk and leave him?
Yeah, they just left sacks of meat at a crime scene and left some of their clothing there and just fucked off. They made a separate name and everything. The parents are alive somewhere in Ohio.
Ohio.
Because no one's gonna track them down in Ohio. Nobody knows Ohio exists.
Florida.
Nope. Ohio.
Florida.
No. You know, just realized something. Forgot to put the forgot about the dog.
No, you forgot about the dog, but you remembered Ken.
Yeah, because Ken is a little shit who has a revenge story arc that contradicts itself 5 minutes after the revengeing happens. Like,
You could have at least remembered the good boy.
Persona 3 puppy. Okay, so we're gonna just quickly take an image. Fuck me. Why does it have to be WebP? Like, hate WebP because it has to be fucking converted. Whoever invented WebP needs to be punched. In the soul. Okay, so we're gonna quickly add Puppy to the list. Because right now there's not a lot that can be said about Puppy. That's the thing. Not a lot can be said about Puppy. You know?
It's better than Ken, we can really say that much.
Yeah, but being set on fire is better than Ken. So, essentially speaking, Puppy is...
Ken, you need help. I saw League of Legends. You need help.
Help isn't coming. The help left. So, that being said...
They exist? The puppy?
No, they don't exist. Puppy deserves great rank. Because not only
Yeah, the dog is great.
not only do they have decent combat, but they also have, let's face it, they are best boy. They are not best of the best, but they are pupper, and they need love.
Yeah, a war dog, though. A war dog.
War puppy, Lieutenant Pup. Ah. So, with that said, oh god, we're going into the next persona. Ready for the sad part?
What?
Persona 4 Zen doesn't remember much of.
Oh, Persona 4 is my favorite. It's my favorite anime.
Persona.
Favorite Persona anime. Let me get that there. Favorite Persona anime.
So, essentially speaking, in case you're wondering why some characters got memed and others didn't, it's because some characters are a lot easier to meme. So, now we're about to go into a more serious bit. With
Serious roasting, hopefully.
With that said, we're gonna save Naoto for last to spare you.
I forgot we have to roast her.
Instead, we're gonna start with... Where's the protagonist from Persona? Oh, right. Wait. You want to see the protagonist from Persona 4?
There. You're gonna show me anyway, right?
Here's his true form!
Your great transformed! No, he is not Jaded Yuki!
He basically
No.
is!
He is not Jaded Yuki!
Okay,
No!
Solid, hear me out. You want to hear my logic? You're probably wondering
I
why...
will hear it, but I will not acknowledge it.
You're probably wondering why Persona 4 ended up Jaden instead of the Pharaoh. You are probably wondering that. So, the first
I
reason...
wasn't until now.
The first reason is because the Pharaoh is an edgy bitch who plays in shadow games. The Pharaoh has basically killed a lot of people and has more dark story to him. The Pharaoh has pretty much done a lot of shit in Yu-Gi-Oh! Viably speaking, the Pharaoh is more in line with the Persona 3 protagonist because the fact that they both do dark shit. Or you could even link them with Persona 5. But we're going with Persona 3 because on the same note, Persona 4 is the more upbeat. If you play Persona 4 and you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, all you have to do is quite literally add a duel every now and again, and you basically fucking have Yu-Gi-Oh! GX with Persona characters. You're
Stop trying to ruin my childhood. Stop.
so
Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was my childhood.
so essentially speaking, here's the thing, you ready? Like in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, these characters come out from hell trying to take over the world or send people to the Shadow Realm or do these evil master plans. Just kind of like in Persona 4. Like, we have almost similar shenanigans to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX as we do in Persona 4. You could almost swap the characters out, and you would be perfectly fucking fine. Jade and Yuki could punch Satan in the dick, while you basically plays a shadow game against Dr. Crowley. And you won't miss a fucking thing. So, that's why the Persona 4 protagonist is going to always be Jaden, because he's more upbeat, he's more cheerful, his adventures are more wacky.
And I actually had a serious roast for this, but now I see Jade and Yuki, and I lost my seriousness for this roast. Anyway, what was the main character's name? I forgot his name now. I keep thinking his name Jade and Yuki.
It's you. Fuck.
It's right. I see. It's on the text. It's right
You
there.
Narukami. Narukami.
Then I didn't look it up. I just realized it's on the picture.
Yeah, I forgot put it there for future reference to make it so we didn't have to look it up.
You Narukami is literally like I have a sister complex.
But essentially speaking, you is basically Yuki. It's basically Jade and Yuki. Even the name is fucking there. You, Yuki. Right fucking there. You're gonna have to fight me.
You know I will. What game are we fighting on? I'll fight you in any game you pick as long as I have it.
We will be fighting and cooking mama, bitch.
I don't have it.
Nope, we will fight in cooking mama. We will use dishes and we will cook dishes in the forms of insults at each other. So if you can't bake a cake and draw a middle finger on it with foam or with art, you're screwed.
No, let's throw the cake on your face.
See,
Turn this into a food fight.
why? But
You asked for this because you put Jade and Yuki.
But essentially speaking,
You could at least put Cyrus.
fuck that noise. No, you're getting Jade and Yuki.
You could have put Cyrus. At least it would have made more sense, and it would have made me not regretting things. I have peaked my mic already,
Solid.
and I'm not even forward.
Solid. The whole point of this is to make you regret this. Why else do you think there's images like Aki Poyo? Aki Poyo.
The Poyo was an instant regret.
We have Aki Poyo, Yellow Mitsuru, Toaster with gun, I guess.
I can't believe we went with the Aki Poyo.
Aki Poyo. Ah. And now begins the more rough characters for me to roast, because kind of forget their entire story.
Oh, I'll take over for the both of us, and so be it. Except for Best Girl.
So,
We're doing that one.
oh
for me.
no, you're roasting her. You have to roast everyone, remember?
Oh, terrible cook girl, rich fancy palace of thy terrible cooking. Reminds me of Rain from Tales of Felna. She seems like the type that would make spicy cake. She would seem like the type that put habanero sauce inside a cake and call it a cake.
See, real quick, this one is the type that will accidentally set water on fire.
No. She'll be gone. She'll be like there in 15 seconds. Turn around, water be on fire, and it may or may not be on purpose.
No, it'll be on accident. And what they'll do is they'll try to pass it off as a bougie dish. I now successfully have made you all very fancy dish. Pours a glass of boiling acid hot water on fire. It's a French dish.
She seems like the type that would use expired ingredients to make curry. And she has made curry, but it had chocolate and so many abominable things that the only person that ate it was The one who didn't care about food at all and just ate whatever.
Like, you know how in Sword Art Online Abridged, that scene where they ate like the heaven meal? Yeah,
Hers the hell meal.
yeah, she has the hell meal where everything she touched turns to shit. Even if it's just a dish where another chef made it, if she so much as puts like a stick in it or a candle, it will immediately taste like the asshole of 1,000 shits. Like,
I would rather eat glass than eat what she's cooking.
like right now,
At least I can get over the pain.
she's one who will fail cooking class. But if anything, though, can at least make some comments on battle as well. So essentially speaking, battle-wise, she doesn't suck as much as Junpei, but on the same note, it's almost like a very bad curse for the fire characters not to do anything remarkable. She's just kind of there. If remembering right, she does get some healing capability, which is different, but on the same note, nothing to write home about. The Phoenix
I guess
concept.
I'll do the personality roast. You do the game design roast.
Yeah. But essentially speaking, the whole concept where her persona is literally a fucking phoenix gets undermined by the fact that instead of having it so that she comes back once as a phoenix would, she just dies. Like, they could have did more with her, and it feels like she falls flat, you know? Almost
Hers was a bird lady. I don't think it was a phoenix.
almost as flat as, yeah, but Bird Lady is possibly a phoenix from the artwork. It looks like a phoenix.
I've only paid attention to the anime.
But
I've only watched it once recently.
that being said, she can immediately join Junpei in the needs massive support tier list.
I can only say one good thing about her is that she laughs easily.
Plus, she is not
You can say a poor joke and she'll laugh for like hours.
true. Plus, the good news is at least she doesn't have a long neck like Junpei. Junpei's taking up almost that whole section. So, that being said, though, oh god, we are about to target another one of my bests. Female Akihiko. Wait, no, Chie. Solid.
Wanna be best girl.
Wannabe.
She a wannabe. She's like a third-rate dual pin on a fourth-rate deck type of person. Be like, oh hi, yeah. Wannabe tomboy, best girl.
But then again, she's the type that acts so fucking tough, but gets scared when a moth farts in a haunted house.
The only good thing about her is that she's easy to please. Just take her like to Longhorn Steakhouse or Golden Crown, go in the meat section. She'll be happy.
So hold on. Have a sound for this. Hold on. Give me a sec. Give me 1 second, everyone. Sorry, not sorry. Where art thou? So what you're saying is all you have to do is feed her your meat. Then Uber Mega Ultra. No.
I did not say that, God. No, that you fox thing.
Yeah, but you're basically saying that you're taking her out and giving her some of the meat.
I think she'd be really happy at Arby's.
Hey, as long as it gives protein, they'll be happy. Or as long as it's a steak.
Yeah, just give her like a ribeye steak. She's easy to please. That's the only good thing about her. But if I had to choose between her and the best and not the best girl, I choose not the best girl because at least you can have a decent conversation with her.
You said easy. You said easy to please.
Well, at least this helps me decide to put the 18 plus on the YouTube video.
That's perfectly fair. Oh, we are just.
Do I edit? do I edit this or I post it in its entirety unedited?
You want my opinion? Unedit it. Just put it on with no context. Don't edit full send.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how. I wouldn't even know how to edit this to begin with.
What you do to edit is, alright, you just put it in Adobe Premiere, you close Adobe Premiere, and then you post it on YouTube.
The only edit I would do is probably just get your part to the roasting, your clips onto it and start it from there and just continue my point of view.
So, with that said, this is going to be the second person in my tier list who ends up entering the best of the best.
They're more like meh than me.
Fair.
Akihiko, the guy that died, the other guy, the guy that came on to kill, would be on great for me.
But essentially speaking,
Because at least he tried to, get. I feel like the reason why Ken didn't do it because he actually was sympathetic towards Ken.
oh god, yeah, they were sympathetic. But
Like,
now,
he yeah, he knew I caused it, so what, you gonna just end me? What are you gonna do after that type of thing?
Solid, are you ready for the character? You know him. You love him. He spends most of his time in a trash can, otherwise known as Junez. It is Yusuke. Like,
He's the cooler version of Junpei, the king of the. Seriously, Persona 4 does most of my roasts for me because he's the prince. He's known as the Prince of Junes.
he's also known as the Prince of Disappointment.
Like Persona 4 does most of my roasts for me.
See, this is why Zenzen was saying Persona 4 is kind of hard, because it kicks its own ass.
But at least I can kick it some more, at least. Like, he's the Prince of Junes, but except he's like Junpei, except without the long neck and kind of cool. He a better version of Junpei. Don't know if it's insult or compliment. Take it as you will.
Like, if anything, it's more of a compliment, because at this rate, overall, he's a better second character than Junpei on all fronts. Personality.
He's the type of guy that, like, okay, I trust you in my life. We're either gonna get out of here together, or we're not getting out of here at all. Type of situation.
Yeah.
Not like Junpei, like I'm using your neck as my bat.
Like, here's the thing with Junpei, real quick. You ready? All of Junpei's character arc can be summed up as he's a salty bitch because he's not made leader. Like, that's his entire story arc. Well, I'm not a leader. What do you mean can't be leader? Why is it always Protag-kun? Why must they lead us? Like, honey.
I can only come with compliments for
Like,
for Yosuke because at least he's like, oh, I know I am the son of the store's owner, but at least I try to make friends. Like I'm trying to don't think of me as the Prince of Junes. Think of me as a regular person. Be my friend, please.
yeah. Like, we go from Junpei, who is just an asshole, to Yosuke, who at least tries. He at least tries to work with the party. Like, his combat skills aren't horrible either. That's the thing. And he doesn't suffer from Junpei's curse of if you fart on him, he will die.
Yeah.
Like,
Look, if I had to choose between Junpei or Yosuke, I'm choosing Yosuke to be my friend.
same. And that being said, think we can agree that he's going on to the great tier.
Yeah, he deserves great tier. He does not deserve anything below that.
He doesn't just exist. He beats Junpei out by a long shot.
Like he a bro. The vibe check he passed it was flying stars. I cannot. I tried to roast him, but I can't.
And now on to
Class clown. That's what he roast.
You-
Class clown.
you know him, you love him, Kanji. Now,
Best girl's mine, Kanji. I will fight you through the breaks of hell for that best girl. I will drag him through coal pits and make him do the mining for me. Best girl mine.
essentially speaking, here's the thing. You ready? Like,
Yeah.
it feels like what they did is they took a wrestling persona, made it more flamboyant, and then
Yeah.
proceeded to make them a high schooler.
I can see that.
Like,
My rest would have gone more on that stuff. I don't like a thing called the cancel.
essentially speaking, if Zen Zen showed you this picture without any context, do you think that this character would pass for a WWE game?
Yeah, he would.
They
Like a WWE high schooler, yeah.
They have the chair. They're going for the championship title. By God! It's
WWE.
this good sir versus Junpei for the title. Oh by God, Junpei's trying to use his long ass neck to grab it from without the need of a ladder. By God!
No, just proceed to just put the chair on his neck, open and close it multiple times so the thing will keep hitting his face or his neck.
Yeah, but if you
He's
do
gonna
that,
tear-
his neck is gonna grow exponentially.
Hey, but at least he'll be unconscious first.
No, he doesn't go unconscious. His neck is a form of rubber. It doesn't get snapped.
Oh, no, we're not going the rubber place. I know where I. Dang it! Now I think of Junpei and Luffy.
Yes!
That's what you were going for this whole time, weren't you?
Yes, that was my entire plan.
No.
Was wanting to get to this part hoping you would slam Junpei's neck in the chair so you could fall into my trap. And you performed quite adequately. You actually walked right in.
I wanna walk out now. Let me out of this trap.
Nope. Junpei is gonna throw the chair now. No, wait, not Junpei. He's gonna throw the chair.
You're making me sit like L from a Death Note now.
No. L from Death Note is threatening.
No, I'm not just sitting like how he sits all right now. Like I'm doing the L Death Note position right now.
Yay! You have fallen into my trap. But the problem with Kanji is it feels like he gets overshadowed by quite a bit. And it feels like he's more just there as a comic relief. Like, out of all the other characters, they at least have something. Kanji's just sort of there, you know?
Yosuke is also a comic relief, so it's technically 2 comic reliefs.
Yeah, but here's the thing,
think
though. Yosuke is at least trying to avenge his dead friend / crush.
Wait, what?
Because in Chapter 1, the first victim of the Midnight Channel is a girl he works with. She gets murdered to death. She's left hanging off a power pole. She's the first victim.
No, wait, no. That is Yosuke.
No, we're talking about Yosuke.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about Yosuke. You compared to Yosuke to Kanji. Because
Oh,
Kanji...
I thought we were talking about Kanji's first crush.
No.
My brain went burnt.
No. Kanji is sort of just there. Like, everyone else at least has some sort of reason. Kanji's just sort of there. Like, Yosuke's a comic relief, sure. But at least Yosuke's there trying to avenge a dead friend / crush. Like, Naoto's there because they want to be a detective. Oh, fuck. Chie's there because wants to make it stop. At least we're remembering right, wants to make it stop. Teddy's there because wants to reclaim memories and feel like this is the only way to do it.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You know.
I feel like most of them could be dragged into. They would have dragged into this without any major reason, like Chie, the bad cook. I forgot her name already.
But Yukiko. But
Yeah, you could go.
real quick. That being said, Kanji's not terrible combat-wise, but it feels like their entire story can be summed up as accept me. Like, they're always seeking acceptance for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, you could kind of put them as a one note. And with that, they kind of go into the horrible category. Mostly because, at least with the other characters, they have more than one note. Kanji, even in like Persona Q, essentially speaking, there's an incident in Persona Q with Kanji and Yosuke where they're trying to grab a key. And in the process of grabbing the key, they drank a shrinking potion to go through the small door. And the process of grabbing the key and climbing up, towering on each other and the rest of the people that go in the door, they tower on, grab the key, the tower falls, and Yosuke and Kanji basically end up in a near kissing scenario where they bonk each other's heads. But or where it is implied, no wait, it is implied they kiss because the protagonist falls in front of them, basically blocking the view, whether to making it seem like they kissed or they didn't. So Kanji is just there.
Oh my god, you twitched so hard.
Kanji is just there to be the guy that they ship with Yosuke because of the bit. And because, essentially speaking, it kind of feels like they're trying to ship.
I feel like those three are like you, Nakami, Yosuke, and Kanji are like the boys.
Also, got good news and bad news for you.
What?
Alright, forgot. Jaden Yuki is the main character, right? So, essentially speaking, next up, we have Teddy. This picture makes him look like a drug fiend.
No, Teddy is basically basically like Tony Stark, but minus the millionaire philanthropist, just the playboy part of Tony Stark.
Like, the problem with Teddy is if you want to do a Persona run where you have to do minimal social links, Teddy's going to fuck your plan up because no matter what happens, you will always almost have Teddy at high rank by the end of the game.
I would still consider it as minimal as possible type of thing. It would still mess you up in that sense, but if you do as minimal as possible, and storyline wants to go through, then yeah, it'd be a pretty good run.
But Teddy boils down to, you haven't given me attention in 5 minutes? Give it to me. Like, the amnesia arc kind of gets a bit old after a while, because it kind of feels like they don't ever really progress with that, you know? Like, they always, to a degree, remain a mystery, and then to make matters worse, they give him a human body, and then they make the player wonder what the fuck he is. Because
I could probably explain the human body off easily, because Teddy probably didn't have a body to begin with. Teddy was just in the midnight channel.
No.
Like a shit in the shell gave form to a body.
No, the issue... Sorry, Solid, there's an issue to that, you know why?
Why?
Even after they step out of the midnight channel, they still have the bear costume. Like, they still...
He doesn't have any of the clothes.
No, the issue is he has an outfit on under the bear costume. But the main issue is to bring up is he a shadow? Is he a human that became a fusion of a shadow? They kind of leave that on a cliffhanger because at one point, Teddy just goes, guess I'm just a shadow. And then they just wallow it off. Even after you fight the Godzilla form of Teddy.
Yeah, I probably would have wanted a conclusion to that too.
Like, for the most part, Teddy raises a lot of questions. Like, when they took him to the doctor to get him analyzed, did he have an accurate organ structure? Or did the doctors nearly have a stroke and have to check their equipment because this was not a human structure?
I want to believe that they had a stroke. It's funnier that way.
Because right now, for the most part, Teddy, to my knowledge, doesn't really get identified. He just sort of is. But given his character, where he's always trying to force validation for himself. Like, he's trying to force others to validate him, you know? Like,
Yeah.
let's face it. He's always trying it. Even in the spin-off games, he's trying to beat the puppy in Persona Q. He's trying to outbeat the puppy in forms of cuteness. So, with that said, believe we can agree Teddy is going to hell.
Yeah. I feel like maybe trash needs math support would probably be a decent one for him.
No, the reason why putting him in hell is because overall, the personality is what sank it for me. Like, they're kind of meh combat wise, so those are not going to be too many negative points. But the fact that almost every Persona game, this fucker kind of becomes just as annoying as Navi.
I don't have the whole other level, but I can see your point.
Well, because hear me out, you ready? Because every now and can just imagine Teddy breaking down a wall trying to get validation from protagonist. Like, bruh, we get it. Your dick is hard as diamonds for the protagonist. Okay, we get it. Like, at one point, Teddy is just obnoxious. Like, they're the kiss ass that needs to get everything validated. They're the yes man. They're the coworker at work who will do everything their boss says and then rat you out every time you itch your butt with your wrong hand. Sir, hold up. Employee 2537 scratched their ass with their left hand when they said that they were right-handed. They lied on the papers. Fire them. They don't deserve the promotion, senpai. It is me for paying attention to such very accurate detail. Also, employee 236 broke a pencil 6 months ago. That pencil was worth 10 cents out of company money. So how are we going to make them pay? And then 5 minutes later, they're turning to all the coworkers they ratted on. Do you accept me? Do you love me? I'm here for you. I'm doing a great job. No, you're a rat-ass motherfucker.
At least if I'm gonna rat if I'm gonna rat someone else out and an employee out and a coworker, it's someone I don't like. Someone I don't like. If I like you, I'm not gonna rat you out. If I don't like you, you're getting ratted out. Mess with me, I mess with you, type of thing.
But
Or an eye for an eye, you could say.
Essentially speaking, at the end of the day, Teddy turns out to be one of the most obnoxious of all the 3 games. Notice how saying one of the most obnoxious.
Where you going with Mona as being the most obnoxious? Because that's just a cute cat.
Nope. We're gonna be getting that. We're gonna be getting to Persona 5 in a second there. And now, without
I can't wait. Persona 5 Sticky here. My roast for Joker.
And now, without further ado, though, we have to target the final of the Persona 4 protagonist. The last character. The one, the only,
No.
Naoto!
Don't make me roast that girl. No.
It is time, Solid. Even look at the picture.
I can't.
Look at it.
No. I agreed to this. I must do it. You challenged me. I must prove you wrong.
This is the moment of truth. Either you roast Naoto here live at www.deltazen, or you admit that Zenzen is better.
Okay. I just need a moment.
This is your
I need a moment to kind of think of this roast because I thought of it once and forgot about it until now. Naoto, the shyest best girl with the greatest of assets that always lead them to hide.
See,
Soon today.
have you ever heard of?
That was hard.
Have you ever heard of Detective Conan from Case Closed?
Kai, but I'm not familiar.
So, essentially speaking, Detective Conan is a young man who was solving most cases, but then something happens where he ends up being smitten and becomes a very lost, sassy young child. For reference, here's a picture of, on the right, there's his older form. On the left, there's the crotch goblin that he became banished to be.
It's kind of they just made him. They made his older form look younger. They didn't change him entirely.
So,
It's like he traveled back into time, type of thing.
essentially speaking, yeah, gonna link Naoto up with Detective Conan. Because for the most part, Naoto does deduce quite a lot of shit, but nobody really takes them seriously. Like, let's be honest here. They could go to the adults and say something, but no one's gonna take them seriously, just like Conan. Naoto is only taken seriously by the party members, and half of the time they are kind of just pushed aside because comic relief has to comic relief.
Every time comic relief comes to the comic relief was during those moments. I'm like, stop comic relief. Hey,
Though for the most part, Naoto ends up being the third on the best. Automatically, they get best because they're fucking wonderful.
yes, I protect the best of the best. I roasted her. Now I proving you wrong. Don't make me do it again.
Ah!
Rar, X3 nozzles pounces on you. Ooh, you so warm. Couldn't help but notice your both from across the floor. Nozzles your necky wecky till day Matilda hee hee. Unzip your baggy ass pants with baby, you so musky. Take me home, pet me and make me yours, and
Vex.
don't forget to stuff me.
Vex,
See me
wanna see
wag
what
my
Akihiko
little
looks
baby
like?
tail for your pochi wochi. Kisses and lickies your neck. I hope daddy like these nozzles and wuzzles your chest.
Say hi to
I be
Akihiko.
getting thirsty.
Say hi to Akihiko's true form. And then, of course, here's Mitsuru when Junpei does anything. Almost tempted to post all of these on Twitter, at least all the ones Zenzone photoshopped together, because that's funny as fuck.
Do it. Why not?
But essentially speaking, we have officially conquered Personas 3 and 4.
That one was hard.
That being said, we now get to go into Persona 5.
Oh yes.
First and foremost, Joker. Otherwise,
Bayonet's son.
motherfucker.
That is Bayonet's son.
Hey, Akechi, you wanna play a game, Akechi? There are two boats in the pier. One is strapped with a bomb. Both are strapped with a bomb, and one must blow up the other in order to survive. You have 30 minutes to reveal your true self. But then again,
And I'm not wrong about it. I'm not wrong.
the funny part about this character is they canonically have been arrested multiple times, and the best part is they've also been sued twice. At least according to the wiki, they have been sued twice. Though, what can be said? Yeah, what can be said? Because for the most part, this person, yeah, they did do the right thing, but at the end of the day, they stuck their nose in a lot of pies. Like,
I'm gonna send you a meme in your DMs to prove that, to show you that why I think that's Bayonet's son.
if it's a meme that Zen thinks it is, there's going to be a pipe bomb in your fridge.
Send it to you. Is there gonna be one in my fridge?
There's gonna be two in your fridge.
Which one were you thinking of?
No, you nailed it on the head. There's gonna be two in your fridge.
I am right. That I will never look at Joker as Joker. I will only look at Joker as Bayonetta's son.
But think we
He
can
looks like the type too.
all agree all the Persona protagonists kind of suffer from the they are their curse unless you watch the anime. And even then the issue
They're
is
still there.
Hmm?
They're still there.
even then the next problem comes up is even in the anime they're just kind of sort of there. You know, like their entire story is they are a student who has been brought forth by fate or bad event, and now they must punch Satan in the dick before the clock runs out.
Yeah, I watched the anime just to get ideas of how to roast them on a personality level,
And now,
and just simply one-liners.
1 second. What picture is this? All right, this is On. You want to see On in her natural position?
You wanna show me?
Behold, On in her natural position. The T-pose. Like,
Mine's right now blank on a roast for her, and I just watched the anime not too long ago.
here comes the thing, though. You ready? On and Rise basically suffer from about similar things. They are both famous in some form of media, and that fame kind of plays a part in their lives. On,
Wait, did we do Rise?
oh fuck, we forgot Rise.
And you made me do best girl second to last.
Yeah, but on the same note, might have just burned Rise because completely forgot about her for a second. Oh. Oh no.
Zen.
It is only now that
But
it is
it's only now that we remember to roast the Rise.
well,
We don't let anything go unscathed.
it's Rise's fault. She didn't rise to the occasion. But okay, let's pretend this never happened, all right?
Nope, it is live on stream on twitch.tv/solidxsnake1029. Wannabe.
I'm gonna burn your house down with lemons that were bought with your $20. So, anywho,
Also, I don't have anything for her. She's so bland.
well,
She's
that's
just a model. She's a model. That's all I.
Solid. You wanna know what the best part is?
But
That's the best part. Because the fact that she's so bland, nobody will remember her worth a fuck, just like what we did. And the best part is, we could basically bullshit up most of the story, and as long as it sounds possible, those who don't play Persona 4 will believe us. So, you see here. Alright, you ready for her story? Alright, hear me out. Alright, ready? So, it turns out that 1,000,000 orphaned goblins are about to lose their orphanage, and it is up to Rise to save up enough money to get the 7 Chaos Emeralds to do the sacred ritual of Orgisia, which will basically save the land and the ogres from losing their orphanage. And
that's only believable. Go on. Sorry.
And the best part is, Rise will stop the world from going to becoming Ohio by making enough money to fill a sock and hit Satan in the crotch for the title match of the universe live in WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2025, where Vince McMahon and everyone will clap and Eggman will give Shadow a blowjob. This ADHD rant has been brought to you by My Fucks Given. If you have found My Fucks Given, please do call at 1-800-FUCK-YOU.
Oh my god. It does. that the only people who are fool are the people who like, oh, there's you know the meme of calling like Naruto Uchiha from the Bleach universe, got the Zanpakuto and go Super Saiyan
Well, you
to
see,
defeat Krillin or something like that. You're gonna fool people who don't know anime, and that's not that much compared to now.
Well, you see here, Naruto has to team up with Sonic in order to defeat Darth Vader in Hogwarts before they find the one sacred ring and accidentally punch Jesus in the dick. Because if they punch Jesus in the dick, he's going to come back with the 7 sacred rings and he's going to destroy the Nachos factory.
I thought I hit mute. I didn't even hit my mute button while I was still laughing. I only realized it because all my PNG's still moving.
And you want to know what started all this? You want to know what the start of all of this is that led to Jesus blowing up a nacho factory? It's because you gave a mouse a fucking cookie.
Oh. Then we should really become game designers, both of us.
No, if anything, we should be making our little bits into YouTube shorts.
Yes. Why do you keep forgetting this?
Do you expect me, Lord of the Forgetful Foxos, to remember anything?
Yes.
Well, ain't telling you this, but just like Risei's rank, you too will be disappointed. Oh,
Sorry for whoever's ears I just heard. My thing went all the way to the red when I did that. Yes. I
Risei,
had my mic directly to my mouth when I said that. I am sorry, peoples. I should have warned you first.
Risei is going to the They Just Exist tier. Oh god, you know what? Forgot to get a picture for Mona. Oh god. This is scuff. Ah! Who let me in charge?
I don't know, but it was clearly a mistake.
It was always, you know what? We're full sending this picture. All right, we're full sending.
Anything Chie is just they exist.
So
Forgot the other dude's name.
real quick, we're about to quickly also get. Where did we leave off? Oh fuck. We were on 5. All right, we were crucifying On. So On also just, she's not horrible, but she doesn't suffer the fire curse just like the previous fire curses. But the problem is she's just there. She's borderline great though because she at least has healing ability, you know? She has viability in battle.
Honestly, I've never played the game. I've only watched anime.
But and this is good because we can almost segue perfectly into this. We have somebody who's real fucking subtle about being a phantom thief, okay? They are fully subtle about it.
Yosuke ripoff.
So, the first problem is let's face it. You want to know something sad?
Yeah.
So, it's thanks to this fucker why early game we have at least 2 game over conditions. Because he goes up and confronts Kamoshida, which don't blame him for that, but it's thanks to him that we have a judgment day to get expelled. Then, in the next chapter,
Well, I don't blame them either. His sports career did get ruined because of Kamoshida.
Yeah, but here comes the problem, though. You ready? We were already en route to get revenge, and then he throws gasoline on the fire. Like
Like how you did with me in One Piece.
like the first Judgment Day. Actually, no. The first 2 or 3 Judgment Days could be avoided. No, technically 3 or 4, because first we have Kamoshida, where he does it. Not gonna fault him on that one, but still gonna put it as a 1. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
That
I'll give you that.
Then the second one where he is blowing up at the pervy fox artist. Like,
He is still a fox, so he is one of you guys. He is
no,
one of your
we do not accept him.
no, as the procedure of the grouping the People's Association, aka led by me, he is one of your kind.
Nope.
To deal with our association president, aka me, if you have any more questions or debates about why he's not one of your kind.
But aside from that, half of the game, this fucker is flat out right talking about being a phantom thief in public. This fucker is the reason why Makoto basically gets the voice evidence to get against us later in game, and why we end up being nearly in issue against the fucking mafia.
Wait, wasn't there one about this? Oh wait, no. It was not his fault. It was
No,
the girl's fault.
No, solid.
Her voice was the one.
solid. Here,
Oh wait, you're talking about game. We're talking about anime.
solid. Here comes a problem. You ready? Both the anime and the game are pretty much about similar path. Eventually, Makoto will confront the protagonist with voice evidence of Ryuji and An talking about being phantom thieves.
Oh yeah, you gotta admit, On kind of started that one. Like on that on. Can we just get like half and half, like 50-50?
Oh no, they're
Okay.
all gonna get it. But the issue is Ryuji is out there about it. Like, he outbursts way too often to the point where it's gonna be more on him. 90% of him outbursting is basically him going, "But we're a phantom thief!" out in the middle of heavily public Japan. My brother in Christ, the only reason why we're not in jail in the beginning of the fucking game through most of the game is because Japan is apparently full of idiots. Like, quite literally, because the adults don't give a fuck, or they're all idiots according to the game, we're not in jail. That being said, though, to rip on Ryuji, we also have to rip on the Phantom Thieves. Because they're as subtle as a brick to the head.
Yeah, so will it be like 90% his fault, 90% On's fault?
90% his fault. No, it'll be like 80% his fault, 20% On's fault. Because On isn't always having a meltdown of the month where they're saying that they're a phantom thief in the middle of highly populated Japan. Like,
One thing I do gotta say I like about the Fantasy law rules that it has to be unanimous. Everyone has to agree on the target.
oh god, you hit a point that we're gonna get on in a minute, but essentially speaking, Ryuji for the most part tends to be kind of annoying, but they held their own in battle. So because of that, they get
Oh yeah, my roast for him. I would never trust him with a secret. I would trust Mona more to keep a secret than him.
yeah, but you're gonna moan a lot. But that being said, Ryuji does get barely onto the great tier list. Because even though he has anger issues, even though he's blown our even though he's more horrible at keeping cover than a cover in a hurricane, he does a decent job with combat and he does care for his friends.
Yeah, and you can kind of say most of his reason because the coach broke his knees.
The coach was at fault because of his abusive training, causing Ryuji to be injured and not able to do sports. But on the same note, that only excuses him for Kamoshida. That doesn't excuse him for all his other blow-ups in the game, where he's in highly populated Japan. Like, this fucker is not subtle worth shit. He should have been the first Phantom Thief to be caught, because he's out there going, "Yeah, but we're a Phantom Thief." Like, my brother in Christ, we're trying to be subtle. And
I'm surprised the Flyers in the city successful without getting caught.
And late game, he's still doing the same shit. He doesn't really change much. He's always outbursting. He's always drawing aggro. Let's face it.
Like he's the type of guy, I trust to get me out of a pinch, but not want to trust a secret kind of thing.
But that being said, we can now... Wait, where did Zen Zen throw Mona's picture? Fuck. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we're saying right next to the Akika.
So,
I mean the Kirby.
Akipoyo.
Okay, go ahead. Paused.
So, that being said, next we're going to save Mona for later. Now we get to go to Futaba, and Futaba summed up, alright? Here's Futaba summed up.
Wearing cool shoes. Yes.
This is Futaba literally summed up. Like, couldn't Photoshop it better. Essentially speaking, they be shy. They also be sarcastic at times, but they are basically 4chan glorified. They are the character for 4chan because of all the hacking bullshit.
She's like
Like,
I would say she's the one that I would be like I can fix it, but no, that'd be Nato. I can fix her.
here comes the thing though. You ready?
Yeah.
Fuka's entire chapter in the game can basically be summed up to as identifying 4chan. Because the infamous hacker who ends up to be Futaba, essentially speaking, threatens the Phantom Thieves by saying that if you don't do such and such, we'll leak the details to everyone. And essentially speaking, her quest line is basically, yeah, you guys change people's hearts, so you're gonna need to change my heart because the fact I'm a mess. You're going to change my heart and say you're gonna need to kick my ass in order for me to not release information, which it turns out you have to fight basically the personification of her dead mother.
Yeah, I feel bad for her.
Like, Futaba had it rough, but on the same note, here's something that you might be able to agree with me on. Here's where we might reach an agreement point. Futaba, as a whole, starts off as kind of a meh character at first, but as we progress through the palace and discover her character, and after she grows into who she is at the end of the game, it's safe to say, along with all the things that she does for battle to support, as well as some of her quips, she ends up joining in the best tier. Because not only does she gain her confidence, but they do prove to be a reliable ally in the game.
Yeah.
So with that said, Sassy Lost Child has found their location.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, before we go all the way else about, remember? Are we not going to think about? Let's bring back to Teddy. Are we not going to go back to the fact that Teddy got Nato's medical files,
Oh right, Teddy did do that.
which is why I call it the best of Shy with all the assets.
Oh my. But essentially speaking, yeah, Teddy is still going to hell. There is no saving Teddy from hell. So, are you ready for the sad part?
Yeah.
So, now, we're about to go into... Actually, no, we're going to save Haru and Mona for last. Because about to pimp smack them both together. So, with that said...
I thought of a different. I thought of something else with Haru. Cause I don't know.
Oh, right.
Who's Haru?
Alright, almost forgot. Wait, which character is this? Alright, almost forgot 2 more characters. Now feel bad because also forgot Makoto. But, next up, let's talk real quick about the infamous one that you wish to associate with the foxes. Now,
He is one of the foxes.
here's my...
Take your time.
Sorry, real quick, Solid. About to go on a rant. Are you ready?
Yep.
So, here's my first problem with this guy as a whole. for the most part throughout the entire game, his character doesn't really change worth dick. First time we introduce, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm an art student for under Madarame." Later on,
Stockholm syndrome.
he ends up blackmailing or threatening, going, "Okay, you either do exactly as wished. You have until then. Let me draw on naked." So, yeah, he wants on naked. And essentially speaking, at the end of the day, this character never fucking goes through... Like, there's no real redemption for this guy, and there's no real punishment. We just welcome him into the group. And that's what pisses me off. Because...
Well, he was. Like I said, he did. You can kind of think he had Stockholm syndrome,
Yeah,
but minus the. But he could have left at any time. But
yeah, but Stockholm Syndrome doesn't account for all his bullshit.
he
Like,
accounts for some of it.
no, it really doesn't. Because he's living with Madarame, okay, that's one thing. But he's flat out right going, okay, either you let me do this, draw on naked, or going to rat you out to the police. That's not Stockholm Syndrome. That's a different thing.
But technically, the reason why he was going to rat them out to the police because they were trying to,
Well,
you know.
yes and no.
I'm not saying he's completely in it right. I'm saying it's somewhat justifiable from his point of view.
Well, yes and no. The reason why yes and no is because, essentially speaking, we need to address these issues as two separate things. He is defending Madarame, okay. But on the same note, even after the whole Madarame arc, after Madarame's been defeated, he never goes through a redemption. It kind of spits in the face of that right there. Like, we just casually accept him into the group. And the problem is all we did was show him that his master was a douchebag. And then we're like, oh yeah, we're cool. No, this guy should have had a palace. We should have had to have changed his heart. That could have been an interesting concept.
Yeah, I would have.
Like,
So, what's the blame percentage gonna be for him?
like,
100, 80.
Like, if anything, wanting to blame him 95% of the way. Because at this point, not only does he try to blackmail to an advantageous position over someone, he tries to get his way, and he's basically an outright perv. We never address this in the game. They just kind of brush it aside. Even An is okay with him after the chapter with Madarame. Even An is okay right the fuck after. Like, that right there, that change should not happen. We should not be okay with him. In fact, he should not right away join the Phantom Thieves. He should have had a palace or some form of redemption to make him worth a fuck. But because of that, we just allow flat outright a creepy perv into our group. And we're supposed to be like, oh, it's fine. Yeah, just yada yada that under the carpet. And that's why Zen doesn't associate him with Foxos. Because the fact he's just a pervy asshole.
Yeah, I can kind of see that, but
That being said,
the only thing, yeah, I gotta say 95% blame. I kind of see it.
are you ready for where he's going in the tier list?
He's going where Teddy is at, isn't he?
Fucking hell is forever, and it's meant to suck a lot. Hey, he had the chance to behave. Now he boils in the pot. The pot is Teddy's suit.
Teddy's soup.
Nope, Teddy's outfit. That teddy bear costume, that's the pot. They're all boiling in that pot.
So Teddy's suit is so Teddy, Ken, and the fox kind
Yes.
are inside the pot. So does Teddy's suit kind of invert on itself so Teddy's suit can be in the pot while everyone else is in the pot?
Well, Teddy's human body is inside the suit, and we're putting everyone else inside the suit, and then we're pouring hot boiling, salty water into the suit. Everyone is being cooked alive inside the teddy bear costume.
Oh, that could be pretty cramped.
That's the point. It makes it even better. You're burning for your lives, and then you're cramped. So you're stuck with a very contradictive, very last-minute cowardice child. You are stuck with a pervert, and you are stuck with a teddy. That being said, though, let's go onward.
Oh yeah, and you remember what you said about Igor not being Igor in Persona 5?
Yes.
You know, I should have noticed it with the lack of Velvet Room music.
If anything, there's a few context clues the game will give you. The first clue, you want to know it?
Yep, tell me.
The voice for Igor has changed for most of the game. It is not the original voice from Persona 3 or Persona 4. It is changed.
When I first heard it, when I first watched the anime, I thought, oh, maybe it was a new voice actor. You know, they couldn't get the voice actor for Igor from Persona 3 and 4 to do Persona 5.
No, this was intentional. But now we need to talk about... Yeah, we need to talk about Madame Punchies. The one and only, the one who has a motorcycle as a persona. The A student, the sibling to the lawyer who you have to fight at one point in the game. Essentially speaking, she kind of suffers from know-it-all syndrome for the most part. She's president of the student council.
But that's kind of like a default setting for a student council president.
But essentially speaking, for the most part, unlike Mitsuru, she is going to throw down. Like, Mitsuru is going to finesse you to death with her weapon. This one is going to suplex you through 6 counters and through yourself. That's kind of the difference where I kind of can respect this character as a whole. Because not only are they tough and durable, but they also kind of get on with the message right after the chapter with the mafia boss.
Yeah.
Like, they don't blow cover, unlike Ryuji and An. Like,
Wait, I think on as far as I know from the anime, I only watched it once just to get information on how to roast these people. And An's only done it once, as far as I'm aware of.
An does it once or twice. Ryuji does it, yes,
Like
amount
every
of
other
times.
episode.
Like, safe to say, for the most part, there's not much negative to be said about Makoto here. There's not much negative, except for the fact that, yes, she does suffer from the fact that she wants to seek acceptance and validation from others. She suffers from it to a point where, in the chapter with the mafia boss, it essentially causes her to basically have mental breakdowns because her sister is basically looking down on her. The principal is looking down on her. She has no answers for the students. She has no answers for anyone. She has all these questions and all these quests that they have set up saying that they're going to be on it, and they've solved dick. They have solved nothing. They start, like, you get that feeling that they are, like, feeling like a failure. You know?
Yeah.
And the problem is
I can relate to it.
at one point, you will grow to hate this character, but at another point later down the road, you might feel bad for this character because their methods and logic make sense why they're being assholes. It's because they are trying for acceptance in all the wrong ways, and they are trying to do right.
I was going to talk about the fact, wasn't she the one who kind of put herself in the mafia boss situation to begin with?
Viably speaking, yes.
She's kind of the reason why we have to deal with the mafia boss.
Because right now, the first thing that was part of the quest was solve what's going on with the students that are getting attacked. Then the next part of the quest was, essentially speaking, you guys end up confronting mafia goons, and she doesn't back down at a point and then gets kidnapped, and you follow the car with the mafia goons to the bar, where the mafia leader will then proceed to blackmail you with a picture and give you X amount of days before they release the picture, and you end up getting expelled.
Yeah, and she's the reason for that. I'm sorry. I may seem like an asshole here, but I would have just left her. Especially in Joker's situation, he can't risk getting expelled because of probation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You would have been left in the mafia boss. I ain't coming to save your ass.
Yeah, but here comes the issue, though. You ready?
Dude.
The issue is by the time that Makoto gets caught up with the mafia, you as the player character are in too deep, because the mafia goons have already seen you.
I would have said, hey, I'm blind.
Also, real quick,
So nothing.
we have a few redeems from the amazing, wonderful Vex. We have a Hydrate, a Stretch, an OwO, and OwO Speak. It's up to you if you want to participate in either of them, but for the most part... Oh, fuck, you know what, just realized, didn't set up Siri.
But yeah, that's what I would have done. Like, I would have left her, try to convince my boss, like, hey, I see nothing. I no speak.
Me no
You
speak.
you can keep her. I ain't gonna go rescue her. Just leave me be. I leave you be. Leave me be. I will not rat you out for anything.
But at this point, though, aside from that one fuck up, sadly, we're gonna have to disagree on this one. You're probably gonna put them on a different tier. Immediately throwing them also in best. God, we're running out of space.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with that. They're more like meh.
Meh.
Meh. But in a Joker situation, it's horrible.
Meh.
They're more meh. They're more meh than it could be.
Now, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
We have to... Even his face already says, what are we doing here? Just to suffer. But before that, hey Vex. Meanwhile, we continue the line of detectives with Goro Akechi, a man.
He's
Yeah,
basically like
no, he is.
Wait, yeah.
If we're going to line him up with Naoto, detective. Plus, he is in the story as the famous detective. They do call him the famous detective.
The second coming of the Ace Detective, I think.
But essentially speaking, we have to consider the following. Because Sir Lord of the Daddy Issues is here, and we have to critique him.
Lord of Daddy Issues, faker of the great detective, first to his throne of the banished kingdom.
Because for the most part, this character does add a unique twist to things, though. Because he tries to manipulate the entire scenario, and he would have got...
We would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for Joker.
It was... Well, there's a few points that made him fuck up. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Because in the game, that the TV studio, this is the infamous scene that basically fucks over Akechi. And that is pancakes.
Oh yeah, the cat.
Yeah,
The cat
with Mona.
It's just the cat.
Because of that.
And because of that, that's how he knew. That's how they knew. Oh, he's been to a palace before. How can he understand me?
He's done this shit before. But that's also how we were able to foil the murder plan where he was going to murder Protag. Though, suffice it to say, definitely not the worst of the characters, though, because in the vanilla handles him differently than Persona 5 Royal. The vanilla has him die, or presumed dead, because he's fighting his true self in his daddy's palace. And we end up just leaving him to fight his true self and presumably die on the scene. But what it boils down to in the regular or in the Royal is he joins you in taking down a cult leader. But wouldn't quite say he's the worst character. He's also not the best. Especially because
Persona 4 detective, not the father, but his partner.
Akechi or Adachi.
Yeah, he reminds me of Adachi. Not the same syllable thing, just the personality wise.
Well, look at how you even pronounce their names. Adachi, Akechi. It's not just coincidence that it takes the same amount to pronounce both names. They foreshadow it real bad. Meow?
I wonder if he's related to Adachi.
No, they're two separate beings. They just end up being similar in goal. Also, damn it, Vex. Realistic knocking. Me. So, that being said, where will Goru fall on the tier list? He's just, at the end of the day, would actually kind of say that he's rather just sort of here. You know, like they tried to make the mystery of the game, but on the same note, if you have a functioning brain, you can kind of tell where the game's going. And now we need to crucify the next one. Are you ready?
Yep.
And here's Haru. Here's Haru's true form. Just like in Persona 5, the segment of Haru will be extremely short and more ripping on Mona. You want a picture of Haru for this segment? This is the best you got.
I don't even know who Haru is, so I can't give him a proper rope.
Alright, you want a picture?
Yeah.
Because right now, here's the problem with Haru. You ready?
Yeah.
Alright. Hold on. Hold. Here's the bitch. Here's Haru. So Haru gets introduced in her dad. This is another character with daddy issues.
Oh, forgettable Brother Fuka.
But essentially speaking, Haru's dad is a CEO of the company that runs Big Bang Burger and multiple food chains or multiple food like establishments. And in Persona 5 the regular, the boss battle is pretty bland. It's the dad, you fight the dad with a timer, and if you fail, the place blows up and you die and the dad escapes. But on to the problem with Haru. Because every other character in Persona 5 gets their own time in the sun, right?
Yeah.
They get their introduction, they get introduced as the palace proceeds. Not Haru, though. Because remember how earlier you mentioned about the fact that we had to unanimously agree on a target?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When it comes to this case, Mona decides to say, fuck your rules that we just agreed on together, and Mona storms off to raid Okomaru's palace by himself, in which he runs into Haru, and they team up for half of, at least not, if not half, most of the chapter. And most of it turns out to be Mona's bitching and crying.
Haru, you gotta at least give him at least compassion on Mona, because he's always being called useless.
No, we don't give compassion on Mona. You know why?
What?
Because instead of doing something logical, what he does is he puts himself in the line of danger with a completely new person who's possibly new to the Persona concept in a palace late game with high security, mind you. This ain't just some ragtag fucker who was like a disgruntled 7-Eleven employee. No, this is a high-guarded palace. And he pulls this stunt where he goes against the Phantom Thieves motto. He breaks literally all the rules in the chapter. And he's throwing a gigantic fit. Yes, people have called him useless, but Mona threw a fit the entire chapter and robbed Mona of her character arc. Like, Haru doesn't get much time as it is. And the palace... Yeah, no, the palace turns into Mona bitching. And then 5 seconds later, it's like, oh, here's the guy that Haru is going to be forced to marry. Fight him. And then back to Mona crying, oh, now you need to punch Haru's daddy in the dick. You have 2 months to befriend Haru.
But you can I'm still saying it's still Mona's fault. But you can kind of see where he's coming from, right?
Yes, yesn't. But on the same note, here's the issue. You don't set forth your own rules and then proceed to spit on them. You don't make yourself a hypocrite because people are calling you useless. You're just playing victim at that point. Like, the issue is Haru is playing victim. Or not Haru. Mona is playing victim. Like, the problem is through most of the game, what does he do? At the tutorial, he teaches you how to be a phantom thief. Other than that, he kind of just is there. You know?
Yeah.
Like, there's not much to be said about Mona. And the next issue is because of the way they handle the chapter with Mona, Okomaru, and Haru. Haru, who only has such a short period of time, you have even less investment to get to know them by the social link. Because the fact that they don't get any time in the sun. Mona cries, you have to fight this random guy who Haru is supposed to marry, and then you punch her dad in the dick, almost in that same blast. You don't get much investment. And then by that time, you only have 2 more palaces left till you have to go punch God in the dick. Because after that, next chapter, you get Akechi as you raid Makoto's sister, Sai's palace, which is a trap. And then afterwards, you go to Akechi's dad's palace and punch him in the dick. And Akechi takes that chapter. So Haru doesn't get a chapter. They at most get a Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
And because of that, that's why crucifying both of these characters together, because now you need to get invested into a character you know basic fuck all about, and it kind of feels like they had to force the Persona awakening in time for the boss. They didn't have time to shine. They didn't have time to grow. Their conflict just came out of nowhere because we were dealing with Mona pitching a bitch fit. And here comes the other thing to focus on. You ready? What if, and hear me out, what if Mona and Haru failed? They'd be dead.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be fucking dead. So not only does Mona understand the risk of the Shadow World, Mona pulls this stunt in one of the highest security dungeons and takes possibly a rookie in. This is almost as bad as taking a full squad of rookies in to the last mission of XCOM and going, okay, you all have pistols, fight God. Because
Tempts me to try it.
Well, here's the thing though, you ready? What would have happened if the Joker and friends decided not to go into Okomaru's palace? What if they just sat on the side? What if they decided to target other smaller criminals? What if they didn't bother with Okomaru? Mona and Haru would be dead and forgotten about. Haru would have never technically existed because she only appears in some cutscenes, and having her removed from the game at that point would have did fuck all for the plot. The only thing that we would have heard about would have been after Okomaru was dead, and that is if he actually gets killed by Akechi at that point. Because without us intervening, they would have died to Okomaru in the boss battle, either by being blown up or by being killed by the drones.
I don't think Akechi would have killed him.
Okomaru?
Yeah, I don't think Akechi would have killed him.
Like, the issue is that Okomaru got killed because the fact that he was going to reveal the big secret. That's an argument that can be raised. But at that point, though, if it weren't for the main cast, Haru and Mona would have died because Mona's a little bitch. And that's the problem. Like, you want to not fault Mona because throughout the entire game he's been called useless, he's been called a cat quite a bit. But on the same note, not only did he break the creed, or the rule of the Phantom Thieves, he put forth everyone in danger to stroke his fucking ego.
Also, at that point, I would have thought, like, he left the fantasy, but we brought him back because we cared about him. That thing.
No, he was doing that stunt as a rogue Phantom Thief operative. Because even then, he still considered himself a Phantom Thief in the chapter.
Yeah.
It would just be like Robin Hood robbing from the rich, and then at one point going, you know, kind of tired of giving to the poor. Gonna put $20 in my wallet. I'm still robbing from the rich. I'm doing good. But not for myself. Oh, now we can go back to the regularly scheduled program of robbing to the rich and giving to the poor. No, you don't do that. Once you become an asshole, you're an asshole. And the worst part...
If I remember correctly, like, I'm saying everything led up, like, it was kind of like a domino effect. The fact that no one's called useless, the fact that they couldn't figure out anything, what to do. They're kind of like a stalemate.
But here comes the next issue, though. You ready?
Yeah.
Mona doesn't get a redemption, and Mona, just like the pervy fox, gets away with being a dick. Like, we just let him back into the group, no repercussions, no nothing. We're just like, it's fine. You were an asshole, you put everything into jeopardy. You betrayed us to a degree, but it's fine. So... you ready for the dual tier, for dual ranking?
Yeah.
Mona gets to go to hell. And we're putting Mona under Ken.
Did you know you get a Funko Pop?
Yes.
Mona.
Yes. Mona goes to hell. And the problem with Haru is they suffer from the they exist syndrome. Because by that point, you have no reason to be invested into her character. You have no reason to put her on your party. You already have Uber level party members set to go. Haru doesn't enter anywhere anyhow. And the only reason why Haru's on anyone's radars is because mostly perfectionists. And then there's the occasional people that like Haru. But those are rare to find. That being said, just realized a few things.
Yeah.
Those, and this is more for those typing in the YouTube comments and for the future, but can already kind of see people angrily typing in the YouTube comments that they're about to tear me a new one for Haru. If they're not going to tear me a new one for Haru, they're going to tear me a new one for some of these other characters on this tier list.
Which one do you think the cons would tear a new one for?
Oh no.
Like, out of all the ones we've done so far, which one do you think you would be tearing a new one for, or be torn something for? It's gonna be a new one.
It's probably going to. there's gonna be that one person who likes either Aigis or Haru, and they're going to tear me a new one. Because right now, let's face it, Yukari fans don't exist.
Yeah, they don't.
They exist.
They've been killed by her cooking.
No, that's Yukiko.
Oh, is Yukari again?
Yukari's arrow chick from Persona 3.
Oh, useless Chan.
Useless Chan! But essentially speaking, yeah, at the end of the day, it would probably have to be Haru that would end up getting me crucified.
For me, it'd probably be the fact that I over defend Naruto. By a small, like about 3 people who hate her.
But there is one angry soul in the comments who will probably want to crucify this fox.
And probably not me, because I'm just there in the background chilling.
But with that,
Well, possibly may or may not be playing my Switch right now, my second monitor. You don't know.
you just confirmed it. But sadly, also just looked at the time. And the worst part is we don't have enough time to rip into anyone else. We were able to do Persona 3, 4, and 5. We don't have enough time for the social links.
We'll do that next time.
Yeah, we could do that another episode. But now,
I might not stream so I can go kind of full film, unfilmed. It's on my channel as well.
now to find somebody to raid. You know what? We're gonna raid a stinky cat boy.
Is that what Kadu?
No, we're raiding another stinky cat boy.
Let me go about ending stream because I'm just gonna end stream as well.
Okay.
After.
Okay. Because right now, after this, Zenzen's gonna start preparing for the Persona stream.
Are you about Vex?
What?
Who's
No.
gonna raid?
No, we're not raiding Vex. We're raiding Reginald.
Oh, never heard of them. Okay. DM me their username, their Twitch or username so I can rate them too.
Right. Yeah, we're raiding what they deem as a stinky cat boy.
Oh.
Roast it raid. Ah, wah, 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 wah. We here for nuggies. Also, hashtag blame solid.
No, blame Zen. He made me Rose's best girl. And even then, I had to raid not loud. For me, anyway. Don't know if it's loud for you.
What? Do they have raids turned... Hold on, solid. Do they have raids turned off?
They probably have raid turned off.
Why?
Maybe they have for people who are following only.
No. Follower only wouldn't prevent a raid.
I know the setting to only allow people that you follow, that they follow, or you or follow them. I think.
No, it's letting me raid.
Are they like? We're on the same stream team as you or something like that. I know that like the streamer team thing on yours. There's multiple reasons why you can't raid. Either the
Solid. It's probably not that. There just might be a hookup on...
yeah, probably.
But with that said, though, everyone, we will be back in 3 hours for our Persona 3 quest to continue.
Zen will be back. Me, I don't know if I'll stream again today. This is a random stream that I just need to do to get back into it.
Solid is going to be looking for their missing $20.
Oh, I'm missing more than $20 from you.
Well, send me a bill and we'll send you pennies.
I'm not a bank. It's not a governmental debt. I can choose to decline the payment. You pay me something else.
No, you're either getting pennies or you're not getting anything. Pennies.
You don't like to end things in a stream without doing it right. I'll rate someone else.
Oh, Taze. But with that said, though, y'all stay safe. Keep being amazing. And Solid, do you have any closing notes before we go?
The fact that I had to blame Zan for me roasting Now